Hey there. Today, we're going to tackle a part of English that can be a real headache for a lot of people, but they're so important for sounding natural. We're talking about modal verbs. You know that feeling, right? You pause mid-sentence wondering, should I say can or could? Is it will or would? If that's you, trust me, you are not alone. These little words seem tricky, but they're actually the secret to expressing exactly what you mean. But hey, don't worry about it. That's what I'm here for. Think of this as a little coaching session. Together, we're going to break this all down step by step so you can start using these verbs and feel really good about it. So, what even are modal verbs? Well, the simplest way to think about them is as special helper verbs. They team up with the main verb in your sentence to add, some flavor. They help you talk about things like ability, permission, or giving advice. They basically set the mood. Okay, let's dive right in with our first pair. This one is all about what you are or were able to do. Let's look at can and could. So here's the main difference. Can is for right now, the present. Could is for the past, an ability you used to have. Oh, and here's a little tip. Could is also your secret weapon for making polite requests. It just sounds a little softer, a little nicer.
Let's see how this works in a real chat. You'd say, I can swim, if you're talking about right now. But if you're remembering your childhood, you'd say, I could swim when I was 5. And for that politeness, could you please pass the salt? Just lands a little gentler than can you, doesn't it?
All right, time for a quick check-in. Ready? When I was a child, I blank speak 2 languages. Should it be can or could? The big clue here is when I was a child, that's the past. So the answer is could. I could speak 2 languages. Awesome. Okay, now that we've got ability down, let's start talking about the future with our next pair, will and would. Here's the key thing to remember. Will is for things that are certain. It's a definite plan, a promise, it's solid. Would, on the other hand, that's our imagination verb. It's for all the what-if scenarios. So let's look at some daily examples. I will go to the store. That's a plan. I will help you. That's a promise. But listen to how would changes the feeling. I would travel if I won the lottery. See, that's a daydream, not a flight booking. And of course, would you like some coffee? It's just a classic friendly offer. Okay, quiz time again. If I had more time, I blank join the book club. The magic words are if I had more time. It's not a fact, right? It's an imagined situation. So the right answer is would. I would join the book club. See? You're totally getting this. Next up, let's talk about giving advice. This is where should and must come in, and the real difference between them is all about how strong you want to be. Think of it like this. Should is like a friendly suggestion. It's good advice, but it's optional. Must, however, is way stronger. It's a necessity, something that absolutely has to happen, or it's a recommendation you feel super strongly about. For example, you should study is just good advice. But I must finish this project means there's a deadline, there's no choice. And here's my favorite one. When you absolutely love a movie, you don't say you should see it. No way. You say you must see that movie. You can feel the passion, right? So let's test that out. Imagine you just ate at an amazing new restaurant. You're telling your friend about it. What do you say? You blank try it. To show all that excitement, you definitely say must. You must try it. All right, we are on a roll. Let's tackle our last pair, may and might. These two are all about politeness and possibility, but there's a tiny, subtle difference in how certain you feel. So the big difference here is really the level of certainty. May and might both talk about what's possible, but might kind of suggests a smaller chance. I like to think of may as maybe a 50-50 chance. Might feels more like a 25% chance. And remember, may is your best friend when you need to be extra formal and polite. And you can really hear this in action. May I come in? Very formal, very polite. Now for weather. It may snow tomorrow feels like a real possibility. But listen to this. It might rain, but I doubt it. See how you're immediately signaling that the chance is pretty small? Okay, final quiz. If you think there's just a small chance your friend will be late, you'd say, he blank be late. Which word shows that smaller possibility? You got it. It's might. He might be late. Now, after going through all these rules, I want to share the most important piece of advice of all. Honestly, don't get too stressed out about being perfect. The real goal is just to communicate. Use the word that feels right and sounds natural to you. It's okay. So let's just pull this all together. What you have now isn't just a list of grammar rules. It's a brand new confidence tool. You can use these verbs to show your mood, talk about your skills, give advice with the perfect amount of strength, and make really polite requests.
So I'll leave you with this. You've got the tools, you understand how they work. The only thing left to do is to go out there and practice. So my question for you is, what will you say first? Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this helped.